So I'm going to make some English green tomato chutney. I've diced some. First of all, I know I've broke my leg. I got Dave to go out and pick the remainder of the tomatoes. I've just put them in some water to clean them. Now they're a mixture of green, yellow and red, but it's going to be a green tomato chutney with a little bit of red in there. And those ones, some of them are split. I'm going to seed save those. Whoops. And if you're wondering why I'm out of breath, you know I've broke my foot, so I'm doing this while kneeling on a chair. So this is the easiest way I can do it for you. So chop some onions. This is the easiest recipe, by the way. 1 onion, finely chopped, and stick it in a Tupperware dish for now. Put that aside. So all I'm going to do is I've removed the stalks off the tomatoes and I'm going to chop them into small pieces. So that's what I've got to do, so I'll come back in a second. I don't know whether it's just me, but I get such pleasure out looking at cut tomatoes. I think they're incredible. They look like summer. So I'm chopping them into little quarters. Some of those are halves, I know, but there will be quarters when I'm done. But I just love how nature provides us the seeds. And as I said, those ones are going to be made into seeds, so I can plant them next year, because these tomatoes have been growing since June, July, and have been producing. I've had so many harvests of these little tomatoes, and it's November in the UK now, and this is the last harvest, this lot this morning. So I'm definitely going to save the seeds and actually grow them again next year. Absolutely fantastic. But how beautiful are they? Look at those, just gorgeous. And by the way, this is the easiest chutney recipe ever. So it's well worth doing, and it's delicious. So there you go. All the tomatoes have been chopped into little pieces. I want this to be quite a fine chutney. I don't want it too chunky, although you still want a bit of chunk in it. Even the tiniest little tomatoes that you would normally throw away are perfectly formed and perfectly great for use in chutneys. So, you know, don't waste anything. Just chop them all up and put them into a saucepan. And then to that I add ½ cup of cider vinegar. So I'm using Aspel raw organic apple cider vinegar for my tomatoes. So ½ cup. So just tip that into there. I mean, I don't know how many tomatoes I've got in there, but I just sort of eyeball it, to be honest. I might add a bit more. I mean, I would say there's probably on the bottom of that pan ½ inch of apple cider vinegar. And as they sweat down, they'll produce more water anyway, because I've not got the water out of the tomatoes. So don't worry too much. It's not rocket science. Turn the heat on and then add your onions. So I'm going to bring the tomatoes and the apple cider vinegar to the boil before I add the onions. So it won't take too long for this to happen. So my tomatoes are boiling now. They've just started to come to the boil. So I added my onion. I've done one chopped onion, finely sliced. Doing this one-handed because of obviously my broken foot. I've got to hold it on the other. Look at that. And then just stir in the onion. Yeah, so it's still on the boil at the moment. Okay. And then add into that mixture, I'm doing 2½ cups of mixed fruit. Obviously just 1 cup in there, but obviously that's a ½ cup measure, so I'm going to do 2 of those. And then we want to put ½ cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so this isn't, I've seen some recipes and they're loaded with sugar. This chutney hasn't really got that much compared to a lot of them. So just stir that through, like so. Let's turn the heat down to a simmer. Now it's been brought to the boil. And then add in 2 star anise. Now these give a subtle, sweet, aniseedy flavour to the chutney. It's absolutely beautiful and well worth putting in. And that's it now. Now all I want you to do now is just simmer this concoction, this lovely chutney. The smell is delicious. If you simmer this for around half an hour to an hour, until it breaks down. I'll come back to you and show you what it looks like. Already, oops, so already just after literally a few minutes you see the colour starting to change, and this will get darker and darker as we go on and caramelise. So just leave that to simmer. You want about half an hour, slower the better, just take your time with it, and I'll come back when we're done. So after 30 to 45 minutes, I left mine a little bit longer on lower because I had some on here. This is what it looks like. A beautiful syrupy, sugary, I don't know, caramelised chutney. It tastes, I've just tried it, it actually tastes beautiful, really gorgeous. It's still warm, and some people like warm chutney. I like mine cold. And what I've done, I washed a clean jar and popped it into the oven for 10 minutes to sterilise it. I then filled the jar, as you can see, and I've just put it upside down. In about 5 minutes that will pop, you'll hear the pop, and that's it sealed. Now that chutney will last in that jar for up to 12 months. Now make sure it's sealed though, make sure it pops. So once it's sealed, you can turn it up the right way, and when it's cool, pop it in the fridge, and there you have it. There's proper English chutney. Now, as much as I'd like this jar to last 12 months, it will probably last less than a week because we'll eat it. So if you've never tried making chutney before, I really urge you to have a go. This is pure English chutney made from the leftover tomatoes on the last harvest of our tomato plants. It's so simple, it's so delicious. Oh, and one thing, don't forget to take the star anise out before you jar it. You don't want to be biting into that. So remove the star anise when you take it out the pan, and then when you decant it into your jar, you've just got your chutney. So look how beautiful that is. It's gorgeous. So I hope that helps, and you know, let me know if you have a go yourselves, and let me know what it tasted like for you. We love this chutney, it's so easy to do. Take care, bye.